Hi everyone, this is Deborah, welcome back, and today I'm going to do another journal cover. So what I did yesterday is I prepped 2 pieces of manila folder, and I'm going to do 2 different journal covers using fabric. So I've just prepped them using some papers, some just torn paper, and you can see I've left a number of gaps. I might cover some of that later, but that will be the inside, and then I've put a layer of the binder medium or the matte medium you could use over the top. Just spread that around. So I'm going to work on one and then I'll work on the other. So this will fit around a journal, and I'll put a tie on there. So it is roughly, I think, 8 inches. Let me just measure. So it's roughly 8.5 inches by about 6.5. So it would fit an 8 by 6 journal, and that is just a piece of manila folder, a whole folder. I cut the strip off the end where the score lines are off the edge, and I just hand cut that off. So I'll probably have to trim this up later. This side will be straight, so I'll match it off that side. And then on the outside, I'm going to put some fabric down. The fabrics I've chosen are just the offcuts from various quilts that I've made. They come from 3 or 4 different quilts, and I've stuck to a colourway of mint and red. So I thought that that might look nice if I stick to the one colourway. I've got some here that's got some brown on it. I'm not sure if I'll be using that yet. I think I might have enough just to do the mint. And the plan is just to cut some things down and pop them on and overlap them. I'm using my pinking shears. For the very first time, I finally bought myself a pair of pinking shears. They weren't expensive. I thought they were going to be expensive. I'm not sure why I had that notion in my head, but anyway, they were $40, which is pretty good for a pair of scissors, I think, and they seem to cut quite well. I'm trimming the edges, because I'm not going to turn this over or have seams or anything on this. I'm just going to trim around them, and that's a little bit crooked. But I'm not going to worry about the fact it's crooked. I'm going to overlap things anyway. So if I start up here in this corner, actually I'll probably put it, I might put it just on the edge there. So I'm just going to pop a piece of that down, and then find another bit and just put that down too. So this has already got pinking on the outside of it, little pinking, but I don't really want to cut it down again. And it's also got an up and a down, this one. Yes, the words on it go up and down. So the plan would be just to overlap some of it, probably not that much, and put it down. While I'm cutting away at this fabric and just laying it down, I thought I would tell you that I'm starting a new series next month. Just for me, but you can come along the journey with me if you want. And it's going to be called Finish It February, because I have that many projects that I have not finished and I need to get them done. So I thought if I start something on the channel, then that will force me to keep going. I won't have any excuses then not to finish something. So if that's something that interests you, look out for that, which would be next week. Is that February next week already? Wow. Actually, I think it's toward the weekend, isn't it, that it becomes February. So Finish It February. I know I've probably got 10 different projects that will fall under that, if not more. That's pretty easy to trim that. Now, because I've got that stripe going that way, I'll put the other one going this way. So it's kind of like a patchwork, except if I was doing it as a patchwork or a quilted, or not quilting, but patchworking, then I would join 2 pieces of fabric together like this. And I would sew them down. Actually, not like that, because then you'd have one the wrong way. Try again. I'd join 2 pieces like that, and I would sew them down, and then I would turn this one back. Now, because I'm pinking the edges, I'm actually not going to worry about doing that sewing down piece. I'm just going to pink the edges and then I will sew over the top of them to get them all to hold on to the piece. Now when I'm using my pinking shears, I'm making sure that my peaks match up. So I'll show you again. If I cut that like that and I just take that full piece, I then make sure that the teeth of my shears line up with the previous peaks and valleys, so I get a nice edge on that. I think that's probably a better way to do it. I think I'll put this one here, and then I'm varying the lengths as well so that I can have them in various lengths. Now, oh, here's another piece. I was going to say I might be running out of fabric, but I'm actually not, because I've got this little one here as well. Oh, and this one too. It's a little anchor one. Maybe I'll put the anchor one down here. I don't know if I want it that long, although I don't want to be fiddling around with tiny little bits. I think I will go down that long. By the time I cut it, it's going to be smaller anyway. So that's the plan. Finish it February. I wonder what you've got that's not finished. I know I wouldn't be the only one who's got so many unfinished projects. It isn't funny. And my plan would be, February is 28 days. So 4 weeks, 5 videos a week, that's 20. So if I could finish 10 items in February, and I'm not talking just about embellishments, I'm talking about things like junk journals that haven't yet been finished. That look all right there? I think so. So that's the plan. Join me in that plan or not. Just watch me in doing mine. That would be fine too. If you're good and you don't have any unfinished projects. Now I think I need something. Yeah, see, I've got plenty of fabric, but whether I've got enough to mix it up is another thing. This one will fit here though. Down to about there. I didn't want to add anything over the top of this one. I just wanted to have the fabrics by themselves, just as a feature on the front of the journal. I also need to put some sort of tie on it. So I don't know whether I've got a piece of ribbon. Now I've cut that a bit small. I have to get something that's wider to start with. Maybe this one. And that's wider to start with, isn't it? And I can still trim that down. Okay, we'll try that again. Actually, I won't let this go to waste. I will put this one. Actually, I can put that one up there. That fits perfectly up there, doesn't it? All right, we'll just move our thing across. Still get that to overlap. I can trim the edges of the thing off a little bit, and I could also trim it off more and use this as a cover for a smaller journal. That would be fine too. See if that one fits. It should. These are very frayed because they've been sitting in the cupboard for quite a while, and in order to make the pinking shears work, I need to come in a little bit from the edge, or they won't actually, you know, it'll just get caught up in that frayed piece. So I'm trying to come in as least as I can on these skinnier pieces. And the reason that the skinnier pieces are like they are is because I have obviously done strips. I think they were jelly rolls, and a jelly roll is a 2.5 inch strip. I know that was a jelly roll for sure. I think I need a darker one down here again, don't I? The only one I've got, but maybe I'll put it this way for some variation. I've only got this, it's the only dark piece. Not sure why. Don't think I'm going to use any of that floral stuff. I don't really think that that's going to look any good now, looking at how it's coming together. I definitely need another piece of this down here somewhere. Maybe I'll put this up like this. That'll be a good plan. And then with these journal covers, because they're thin, I will actually sew these signatures into them, or the signature. I may only do a single signature with these. So I'm not going to score down the centre or anything. This will just be wrapping around like a soft cover journal. In fact, when I finish some of my journals in Finish It February, I could make one, you know, this or the other one I could do as the cover, couldn't I? That might be a plan. So what I'll do now is I'll go on and finish this up and sew it, and then I'll come back. Well, for you it'll be immediately, but for me it'll be a little minute or two to finish chopping this off and show you the result. And then I'm going to show you the next one, which is going to have a completely different look compared to this one. So I finished this one off now, and I've sewn that down. I haven't put the string ties on it yet, but if you wanted to soften this, you could always put some lace over the top to soften the look of the journal and to create a pocket on the front, because with these colours it will still come through. You can still see if you choose an open weave like this one here, for example, that you would still get those colours coming through on that journal and yet soften the whole look of the cover. So I may think about doing that, but for now I'll put that one aside. And I've grabbed out some of my laces with this one just to do something that's a bit different. And I wanted to put something underneath that. So what have I got? Got this bit, which I could put underneath. Let's just get the correct side up. Actually, I could put that at the top, up there. And then grab this. I've got a doily. I don't think I'll use that. Find some other bits of lace. I might just layer that on top later. Let's grab this and stick some of this down first of all. I have finally ordered my Sugar Bell bottles. I got them off Amazon. They came back in stock, thank goodness. Well, I'm hoping they'll be back in stock. I've ordered them and they say they're on their way, but it remains to be seen whether or not they turn up. Struggling to get things to show. Actually, I've had a few things turn up and then other things seem to take forever. And of course now we only get mail just, well, 3 days 1 week and 2 days. So this was our 2-day week, just gone. And next week we'll be back to 3 days. So at least that'll be something. And I think I mentioned that my Somerset Studio magazine hadn't arrived, and I was a bit worried because it should have arrived ages ago, like, you know, December. But then the other day, a person that I know got theirs, and it was the one that I'm waiting on, and it just came last week. So now I'm a bit hopeful that in the week that's coming, so that's when you're watching this, because this will be Tuesday's video, that I will actually get my journal. So that'll be good, won't it? Stick this down. Put this over the top. But anyway, I've been in contact with them and they just say, oh, the post is slow, and because I'm international they're not going to replace it, and you know, all of that sort of stuff. But I suppose that's fair enough if they, you know, they feel that to send it to Australia again would be difficult, and then it may not even reach me. But since I've seen somebody else get theirs, I'm now a little bit hopeful that I'm going to get mine. So I really love that magazine and I want it. Don't want to miss any of them since I've paid for it as well. And for me to get it in Australia is around about $25 Australian for me to get it per issue, that is, and that's including postage. So I might use some of this. This is really pretty. I haven't used this so far. I could find the end of it. Might have to unravel it all. Oh, there it is. That's really nice, isn't it? I got this in this bony colour and in that really pretty soft greens and pinks. So nice. I got it because I liked it, not because I had a project to use it on, which is how I usually buy my supplies. If I like them, they come home with me. And then I work out whether or not I can use them. I like that. I like the ruffles. It's actually elasticated, so you could actually, if you pull it out, you see it goes straight, but it's actually elasticated. And that's good because it creates all that ruffle down the bottom. The other thing I'm liking is I can still see the book page underneath. So I've taken the trouble to do that, so I don't really want to cover all of that up. I don't know if I need one more. Let's see if I've got a little one. I like this one. This is one of my favourites. I don't have much left. I think this is it. It's because I use it all the time. And I thought that I could use some of these little off-cutty bits and put them on, just to create some layers. So I went to get my Sugar Bell bottles from Craft Online, and I put them in my cart, and then they were, I think they were $10.99, but then, you know, postage is $9.99. So then clever me thought, well, I'll just find something else to buy because it's free post if you go up to, you know, $50 or more. And I thought I could probably spend another $50, you know, easily, or another $40. So I did that, and it took me a few days to do that, to work out what I wanted. And then I went to check out, and what do you know it? The Sugar Bell bottles were out of stock. That's probably because everyone went and bought them. So I've only got myself to blame, really, haven't I? Anyway, so that was a no-go. And then I went back to Amazon, by this time thinking I'm never going to get these bottles. And what do you know? They were back in stock and I got them. I need something up here. See what else I've got. Don't want to put the same thing up there. Maybe I've got that little offcut. I can tuck that up there. And I'm looking forward to my glue not bubbling and all of that sort of stuff. This little baby one, and put it down here. I think I'm going to have to sew this. Something tells me. And see what else I've got. What about that one? If I kind of gathered it up a bit while I sewed it, I think that's the go. I'll gather it up so it's a bit roughly up there. So there you go. I've just sewn that down to make this ruffle, and I've sewn a couple of other bits on as well so it doesn't move. And I think that's pretty cute for a lacy journal cover, or, you know, the front of a lacy journal cover. I particularly like this one here. I think that's so nice. So I think I'm happy with that, and I've got the other one of this to do. So that'll be another thing that I can add to my finish it February list, I think, to get that done and used. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Cheers.